Okay, look, I can't look at a rhino and not think of Ace Ventura, okay? I'm sorry.
Hey, what's up, my peoples? EmGo here, the freaking geek himself, and today we will be reviewing the Transformers Studio Series Voyager class, RHINOX. So here we are, and there he is, and first and foremost, as always, we'll take a quick look at the packaging. Right up front, we got RHINOX looking all RHINOX Studio Series, RHINOX Transformers. On the top, we have a nice image there of a RHINOX. That's more than we saw of him in the movie. On this side, we have RHINOX yet again. Nice close-up. Look at that beautiful face. He has a Voyager class, Voyager class A, Viajero, and a class A Voyager up top. Hey, look, it's from a movie. On the bottom, words, things, barcodes. On the back of the box, you have your obligatory product shots. And you have your one-sentence bio if you want to read it in multiple languages. Hooray for languages. And that's basically it for the packaging. Then, moving right along, here we have RHINOX as he appeared in Transformers Rise of the Beast, and he's going to have more screen time in this video than he did in the whole movie, which is a shame. I wanted to see so much more of RHINOX, but here he is in his robot mode. He is packed in robot mode, and the overall design, I think, looks quite good, in my opinion. I personally dig his movie design. I think it looks pretty good. The figure, though, I do have a nitpick with the figure, but still, an overall cool design. But let's get in close here so we can take a look not at those rhino abs, but at that rhino noggin. There's the rhino noggin. You can see it is a RHINOX-y head sculpt. I do quite like it. You do have some silver in there. Of course, as always, my main critique with Studio Series, with mainline in general, is what? You know what it is. Could have used some more paint, but it is what it is. Definitely some more paint could have been up in here to pick out all those details in the neck, but still some nice detail going on here. We do have some silver here on the pecs. We do have a maximal symbol right there, front and center on the chest. You got some silver here on the shoulder pads, which is nice. When the light hits it just right, it gets a nice sheen to it. I do quite like that. We get some kind of like bronzy, coppery coloration going on here for the abs, for the arms there. We do have some detail in here, picked out in a gunmetal gray. Some more of that brown. Of course, there's a little, crotch plate there. Again, with that bit of brown going on. Got the little spikes there. I dig those. And moving down the legs, you can see some nice detail going on. You got some detail kind of peeking out from back there, which is pretty cool. Nice little touch. These little toesies. And moving up the back, you can see it is a clean transformation. It's got a little rhino tail kind of hanging out back there, but no real backpack to speak of. Everything just tucks away very nicely, all things considered. Now, articulation-wise, his head is on a ball joint. On my copy, though, this ball joint is quite stiff. It's kind of hard to move, especially hard to turn his head. But he can look up a little bit. He can look down. Head can rotate, but on my copy, it's not easy to turn his head, but his head does turn. It just doesn't want to turn, but it turns. I promise you, it turns. It really does. Yeah. Anyway, arms can do a full 360. You can move the shoulder pads out of the way to get your outward movement there. You have rotation right above the elbow. You have, unfortunately, under 90 degrees of bend. He just has those big, beefy forearms, so that's as much elbow bend as you're going to get. But he does have wrist rotation. He has waist rotation. The legs can move forward that far. You can do the you can do the little big boot, the little tiny big boot. This is my little nitpick, by the way. I'll get to that in a bit. But back, you can get back that far outward. You can do the full splits. You have thigh rotation. You have slightly over 90 degrees of bend there at the knee. As far as the feet, they can move up, they can move down, and you have lots of ankle tiltage. Now, as far as accessories go, you just get one. You get his battle hammer here, just cast in gray. You get these bits here picked out in silver. You do have some nice detail going on in there, some nice detail in the handle as well. If you want, you can store it on his person. If you flip the handle back, and it does peg in right there, you can take it, just plug it onto his back, have it back there for storage. Hey, hooray for storage. But of course, you can have him wielding his mighty hammer. Now, one thing that is a little bit annoying is that in the pictures on the box, he has it, you know, he's holding it like right about there, and he can, but it's very loose. There's no actual friction going on there. It's just like, you know, nothing going on there. He doesn't really have a grip on it until you get about here, and there, now it's not going anywhere. So, a little weird. They could have made that handle just a little bit thicker so we could hold it at, you know, any points, but, you know, it is what it is. But now we can bang, 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 bash, bash, and all of that good stuff right there. Yes. So there you have that, and now for comparison. Here he is with the mainline RHINOX. So you can see how these two look side by side. Now, in case you're wondering, no, he cannot hold these. I thought he could. It seems to make all the sense in the world, but for some reason, he doesn't want to hold them. I mean, they kind of stay on, but there's not a whole lot holding them. There's not enough meat for them to hold on to, and I can't really get them to get a firm grip on those. So, you know, maybe you can if you finagle it just right. I don't know, but he can't hold those. But anyway, there you can see those two side by side. Here he is with Studio Series Prime, with the mainline Optimus Primal, with Studio Series Eraser, and with Studio Series Cheetor. So, there you go. So that is basically it for the robot mode, and overall I do like the design as far as the figure goes. My one qualm is that his legs seem too small for his body. It just seems like the proportions are off. He has this big beefy upper body, but he skips leg day. And it looks like he has little legs, especially when you bring his legs up. It's like his legs look tiny. His legs look like they're too short, they're too small. It just, his lower body doesn't match his upper body, like in terms of beefiness. And, you know, again, probably could have stood to be a bit longer as well. It just, I don't know. It just seems like his lower body is just a little too short and small for the rest of them. But, you know, could just be me. I don't know. To each their own. But let's get down to transformation, shall we? Let's. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to open up his abs. And then, by the way, he doesn't skip core day. Nope, he doesn't skip that day. But anyway, you want to open up his abs here and bring those panels out like so. You can bring his arms out just to kind of get things out of the way. You then want to take his chest and bring this down. And you're going to bring these panels back in. And they have a little notch that they're going to sit into right there, like that. So bring those in. That will sit in there like that. Then you're going to take this section and rock it up. And there's a little tab that will go into this notch right here on your side. Just bring that up. And now he has a power belly. So next we're going to take this panel here with the tail. Just bring that down so we can open up his back. And then we're going to bring out the rhino head. We're then going to open up the rhino head so we can flip out the horn. Then we can close this back up, and this neck piece here, you want to flip this up. This isn't there quite securely. Oh, there you go. You just want to flip that up like that. You want to take these little horns right here, these spikes, and just flip those in, and then you're going to close all this back up like so, and then you're going to bring this down, and these sections right here are just going to clip in right here on either side, so just line it up and push that in, and now you have that done. So next we're going to start working on the arms. You just want to rotate them forward. You then want to open up this panel here. You want to rotate the fist 180 like so. Then you want to rotate all this around. Bring out his little rhino toesies, and then close this back up. You're then going to rotate the entire forearm 180 like so. Then bring those toesies forward like that, and second versus like the first. Just bring that up, open that up, rotate the fist 180, rotate all this 180, close it up, rotate the forearm 180, a lot of 180s here, and bring those toesies forward, and we got that done. So now we're going to take this whole shoulder assembly. It's on a double hinge, so I'm going to bring it down, and this is just going to drop in right in here. So I like to bring it in at an angle and just pop it in like that. Then you can just bring that forward, bring that little shoulder pad down, straighten it out. Now you got that side all done. Second verse, guess what? Just like the first. So just kind of bring that down. Just kind of pop all that in. Angle that in. Close that up. And there we got the front half all done. So now for the legs, first thing you want to do is you want to take these pieces here, which are, rubber, by the way, they're bendy. You want to take these and just bring these out. They just come out a little bit. Just swing those out. Open the legs up here. His crotch plate does tab in right there. So just push that all the way down until that just tabs into place. Once that is done, you want to take these panels here on the shins and just push them in. They just collapse in. It's a little bit, this one's a little bit tougher. There we go. They just collapse in that little bit like that. And then you want to take the legs, you want to bend them down at the knees. There's a little tab here that thoops into place. Just unthoop it and bring those legs down. Bring those legs in, and the last thing to do is take this panel here with the tail. Now a couple things are going to happen here. You have a tab slot connection that's going to happen right here, and you have these tabs that are going to go into slots right up in here. So just get everything all lined up, and everything should just sit nice and flush like that back there. Bring that little tail. Get those feet straightened out however you want. And there we go. There we have RHINOX in his beast mode. Pretty good spin. Pretty good spin in these rhinos. But there he is in his rhino mode. And the rhino mode looks pretty good. Not perfect, but it looks pretty good. My one complaint is how the legs end up sitting, because they have like this kind of like inward slope that looks a little weird to me. I don't know. Again, could just be me. But, another gripe I have also is, when you shift the chest down, like, yeah, it kind of fills all this out here, but now you end up with this big gap here where there's just nothing going on. It's just kind of, and this doesn't really do much to fill it in. It's just there. His neck just kind of stops right here. It's just kind of weird how all this works. I mean, from most angles, you don't really notice it, but still, it's just like, what? I don't know. Again, that's one of those cases that you're not going to be displaying him upside down, but still just kind of weird thing I felt the need to point out. But again, doesn't really bother me. Not a deal breaker, but just something that does kind of make me go, meh, but But let's get in close here so we can take a look at the details. Let's take a look at this rhino noggin here. Nice sculpt there. Got some gunmetal gray going on there in spots. Nice little texturing they did on the horn here. That looks really good. As well as the texturing on the skin altogether. Looks quite nice. And everything else is pretty much what we've seen, just in a different configuration. Got little rhino toesies going on there. They're precious. They're just precious. Big old power belly. And the tail. And granted, in this mode now, the legs look more proportioned to each other, so maybe it's... They were thinking more of the beast mode than the robot mode as far as the proportions go. No tail hanging out there. Overall, not bad. Just some things that kind of make me tilt my head a little bit as far as, how it all kind of comes together. But articulation-wise, the head can move up and down, and that is pretty much it. You can't open the mouth. You can do a little and that's what rhinos do, right? That's what rhinos do, I think so. As far as the front legs go, they can move forward and back only a little bit, not too much. You can get outward movement, though. And, of course, you have your, knee joints there. They could bend that way. These front rhino toesies are on the ball joints, so you can go up and down, wiggly waggly, tiltage, all that good stuff. These shoulder pads like to pop off also. They're just on a friction joint. Especially this one. This one especially loves to pop out on me. You stay in your home. You stay in your home because it's normal. There we go. As far as the hind legs go, they're pretty much locked in place up here, but you could undo that if you want to get some extra movement going on in there. But as is, you just get backward movement, get that extra joint there due to the knee, and again, that foot does the exact same thing it did in the other mode. A little bit of up, down, and tiltage on the tail can move up and down. Then for comparison, here he is with the main line RHINOX. So you can see how that works out. I like the mainline one just a little bit better just because the Rhino mode is a bit more filled out, but obviously the Studio Series one is a bit more is more accurate to how he looked in the movie. But we'll give you the turnaround there, show you those Rhino booties. But you can see how that works out. Here he is next to a truck, just because. Here he is with the mainline Primal. Here he is with Studio Series Cheetor. With Studio Series Air Razor. And just because, here he is with the Funko Pop RHINOX. Precious. Now, as far as his accessories go, you can store the Mighty Hammer on the Beast mode. Again, you just flip up this handle. It'll peg in right up there. You just plug it onto his back, and there you have your storage. Hooray for storage, and I guess this now serves as like a missile launcher. But hey, things you can do if you want to do it. And of course, the last thing we have is the included base of displayage that resides within the box. Open up box, open up box, open up, open up box. Get out of here. Get out of here, box. Open it up. There we go. We have lovely scenery, Studio Series 103, Transformers, Rise of the Beast, all that good stuff. We can take Mr. RHINOX, plop him down, and as always, that makes for a great display option if you want to take advantage of it. So there you have RHINOX, and yeah, overall, I do quite like his movie design. As far as the figure goes, you know, like I said earlier, I just feel his proportions are off. I feel like his legs are just too small and too short for the rest of his body. It just seems off to me anyway. Some nice detail as always. I wish, you know, more of it was picked out in paint, but it is what it is. It's a good transformation. It works well, works smoothly. The Rhino mode looks fine. It's just not as filled out as I would like it to be. There are just some empty spots there that I wish were filled in with something, but again, it is what it is. So yeah, it's a decent figure. It's not amazing, but it's not bad either. But honestly, this is making me really hope that some of these third-party companies will have a go at some of these movie Beast formers. I would really like to see how they tackle these designs, so there you go. Now, if you would like this or any other Studio Series figures, you can always check out BigBadToyStore.com for availability. There'll be a link in the description down below, so you can check that out. You can also check out the Studio Series playlist for any reviews you may have missed. Also linked in the description down below, so you can check that out as well. And I think that's it. So don't forget to check out EmGo's, check out Love, Peace, Paranormal, follow me on Twitter, all of that good stuff down in the description below, and I think that's pretty much all there is to say. So there is the Transformers Studio Series Voyager class RHINOX, and this is EmGo saying, remember, you don't stop playing because you grow old because you stop playing. Be geek, be proud, palm in your face. RHINOX, I want you to look over the base. I'm gonna meet up with Prime. Are you sure about this Prime guy? I mean, all he ever talks about is pizza bagels. I mean, it's weird. His methods are strange, sure, but we need to trust him. He could be our only hope. Pizza bagel run! Who's with me? We're all gonna... Don't say it. We know. We all know.